Hello everybody, Elcrick's here. Well, just doing a little update to let you know that this Thursday at 9 Central Standard Time or 9 Chicago time, we're going to be having the Musty Wargamers show come on, and we're going to be having a couple topics. I think it's terrain and miniatures, different kind of stuff. They always put the what we're going to be talking about in the liner notes of the video, so when you show up, you already have a good idea. And if you got anything you want to stop in and join us, if you have some companies or anything you want to have some shout outs for, go ahead and join the chat with us and go ahead and put them in. We'll basically, it's a small independent indie or small companies, we're going to be talking about. All right, so let's see, that would be 10 Eastern or New York time, or 10 or 8 Mountain, which is 8 Calgary or Denver time. All right, there you go. That's when the show happens. All right, so as you can see here, I got a few miniatures on the table here. This is stuff I've finished up. Finally got around because the weather is got better here in the last few days. It was like 65, almost 70 degrees today. And just like 4 days ago, it was sub-zero. Yeah, we've had over 100-degree temperature difference in the last few days. Like, it's crazy. Welcome to Iowa. So, I have some Death Guard miniatures here that I have finished up for my army, for the Death Guard. These are pre-fall to Nurgle style. As everybody thinks that since they're Death Guard, they're all a bunch of pestilence dealing guys, but no, this is before Pop and Nurgle got their hands on him, so on these guys. So as you can see, pretty nice little miniatures. These are Forge World models that I purchased years ago, and I finally got around to breaking them out and finish painting them. A lot of details on these guys, as you can see here. Nice little models. Yep, these are the Grave Wardens. Run around with a little auto grenade launcher that shoot crack or chemical. Flip a switch and one side's shooting crack missiles, or you can throw in chemical agent explosions. So pretty bad. And they got little chain blades on them. Go into battle with. And then they have their every 5 models you get to have the heavy chemical flamer. So it's like a flamer, but it shoots caustic stuff instead. Yeah, pretty nasty. So I got 2 squads of those guys, or just one big squad. Where is he at? Where's the leader? There is a leader here somewhere. He's the guy that's pointing. Is this him? No. Maybe it is. Yeah, it might be. Yeah, that is the guy. Duh. Like, look almost like he's got a combi bolter. He's got the old plasma gun and the heavy bolter on one side. So that's the leader. I knew it had to be. I had to look at the weapons. So yeah. So we got one guy that's the leader, so I can have one big squad of 10 or just a small squad of 5. So kind of cool. Then we have the Death Shrouds. These guys have been a pain in the butt in some ways, because some of these, always the scythe that they have, I had to print off some new scythes, because you see here, I mentioned it in our last Musty show, but the connection point is so small, and some of these were kind of thin. You can see how thin that is. And you could it's like just barely touching it and it bends, and you accidentally just keep snapping the bloody things off. When I opened up the package, the Forge World package, the nice blue Forge World package, it was like half of them had their, here's one I fixed. I printed off some new scythes, and then I put some green stuff in there and I beefed it up. So you can see this is a heavier, thicker, more game appropriate style of scythe than the Forge World ones. And I got 10 of those guys. There's 10. So I have had to print off a few more and fix them. I just like to heck with it. I'm just going to fix them with the better scythes than the that comes with the Forge World models. So there you go. That is the Grave Wardens and the Death Shrouds. So a few points for Terminators for the Death Guard. Alright, so over here we have I forgot. I was like, I already sealed this guy. I was thought about putting the shoulder pads green on this guy, but I didn't. I don't know why I didn't. I'd always make that symbol on his shoulder pop out more, but technically a Tech Marine that's attached to the Death Guard. I was just looking the other day on the website, GW website, and this thing's like $50 for one of these things. I think I only paid like 20 for mine back. But then again, that was, oh boy, 2017, 2018, somewhere there when I bought those. About the time before they changed to the new edition and got rid of 40K and the Heresy. So it's like, and then they went to Sigmarine, and I hadn't bought anything since, but whew, expensive. And then we got Callus Typhon and his little dioramic base. He is the lieutenant. Let's move Mortarion out of the way. There we go. It's got a little base. You know, he pops off his base. So there you can see Callus Typhon. He is the lieutenant of the Death Guard. So basically like the second in command of the Legion. And he came up through the Death Shrouds. So he's basically a Death Shroud trooper. And let's see if I can get him off his base here, because he's a two-part model. So you got the display model, and let's see if I can do this one hand. Nope, can't get him out. It's a tight fit in there. Snap is like, yeah, he slides around. He's loose. Duh. Popped right out. There you go. So yeah, he's like when you're playing the game with him, you know, he just pops off the base, and you can just throw him on the table like that, and he's up here with the rest of the crew. And he's a little bit bigger than the other Death Shrouds, so he's a little bit beefier. So there. He's kind of like a mix of a Grave Warden and a Death Shroud. He carries the you know, you look at the Grave Warden, so he has basically the Grave Warden kind of style armor, which is kind of a cataphracting style, but he also has the power scythe that goes with the +2 strength, and I think it's AP2 weapon, power weapon, and chop things up, slices and dices, and makes congealing fries. So there. And then over here we've already seen Mortarion. Mortarion sitting here, and his little dioramic base. And he's got the big Man Reaper. I think that's the name of it, Man Reaper, of his power scythe. Chops things up. There were right here. There was supposed to be two small little pieces that hang down, and they were attached by really fine bits. And I'd fix it, glued them on there, and then I'd be painting, and just by accidentally touching, they'd snap off in a different spot. And I said, the heck with it. Too much trying to figure that out. So I just removed them and took care of it. It's like, don't need it. Well, you know, he goes to battle. He's got this big old cloak on the back. And once again, this is the model that, you know, he pops off his base. So when you're playing with him, he's all by himself. So there we go. And then this other model here, which is not part of the Death Guard, is this guy. This is Lionel Jonson, or Jonson and Jonson. There we go. Move that out of the way. A little bit more background. There we go. That's the lion. He's the Primarch of the Dark Angels, First Legion. And this is, I got this for my, painted this up for my son. As you can see, nice little model. And it's just a pile of bits and chopped up people. He's got this chain saber up here. He's carrying, it's like +2 strength, AP2 chain saber. They're like, yeah, I don't care if you're a Terminator or what, or even a vehicle, he's going to dice that thing up. And I think he's like, with the chain saber, he's like strength 8 or 9. Going into battle, it's like, yeah, you don't want to get face off with this guy. He is a nasty piece of work. So he comes off his base. So there, you can see all the details. And this guy's the last one standing. Yet everybody else is like, all the bodies just laying there, all chopped up. You can see there are bits laying in a big pile all around him. So, and this is the last one left. He's got his plasma, or that's a Volkite. I think it's a Volkite. He's holding that, and he's about ready to unload into the Primarch Jonson, and he's going to, well, get splattered. And I tried to, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a lot, I put a lot of blood effects and everything into this thing. It's like, this guy right here, his leg's chopped off. I don't know if you can see it, his leg's laying, chopped, the leg is like laying over here somewhere, and it's right off, almost at the hip, and he's like the bone and the blood, and this guy's got his head chopped in half. There's like his brains hanging out. It's a nasty mess. It's like, oh my gosh, pretty nasty. Cool. But I showed this to my son, and afterwards, hey, he was running out the door, and I said, hey, you want to come downstairs and take a look at I got something for you. This is his birthday gift. And I popped it out and I showed it to him. He's like, oh my gosh, thank you very much. Well, there you go. Painted it all up for him. So, the lion, ready for battle. There we go. That up there. There's the lion. Now, the other thing I've been working on, I showed these before in some of the shows. But these are my finished product. This is my cobblestone streets that I'm working on for the cityscape that you can see in the background. See the old cityscape back there? It will work for playing fantasy, Frostgrave, Lord of the Rings, miniature battle game, strategy battle game, that kind of stuff. And I'm building a cityscape so we can fight out games and stuff. So I got a bunch of cobblestone streets. You can link them all together. You can put them kind of like that type of thing where they butt up kind of nicely. And you can just make streets, which is kind of cool. And I have 12 of these I've printed off. They're really thin, like wafer thin. They could probably snap if you really tried to, but they add a nice little bit of looks to the game. There. And the newest edition of the books, we got the Liber Imperium, the Forces of the Emperor's Army book. I picked this up, so I got that for the 30K. And then there's this book here, the Middle-earth Strategy Battle Game, Armies of Lord of the Rings, Lord of the Rings, War of the Rohirrim. So this is the newest book that has been added to the game, which, I do have a large orc force, which are the Morannon orcs and the Mordor orcs. So, here's the box. There we go. Lord of the Rings. So I also ordered up a couple boxes of the newest. I got the Battle of the Rohirrim box set, which came out in December, and I also have ordered up some of the Rohirrim boxes to add to that. So I'm going to eventually have a nice force of Rohirrim, because eventually it would be nice to have a little bit of every army in the game, so I can play anything I want to with it. So not bad. I've played some games of it so far. Pretty cool. Unfortunately, the store that we always go to play closed its doors today. They went out of business today. Sad but true, unfortunately. So we'll probably have to go to a different store, which is usually more crowded. So if it's crowded, more noisier, so it's kind of a pain. There, said it. But that's bad. That's the nature of everything. Things come and go, unless you're the one store that we always play at. And we'll go over here, wander to the desk. Hey, here we go. I started painting these guys. These are the Mordor orcs. And you got a troll. I just started working on the troll. That's the first thing I started working on. I basically got all the metallics done for all of the orcs. I got them lined up in each model specifically. Got them organized by the actual models, because I have a Morannon orcs box. I have basically 2 boxes of Mordor orcs. So, and then I have the command, and obviously got all the Wog Riders. So this is all the command, and here's the Witch King right here. I got the Witch King model. I have the Morannon style command section right there with these models. I got those. And then I'm thinking I might just want to print off another few other things, you know. But my friend Jesse, he has the Battle of Silius orcs out of that box, so he has some more. So he has a force is the same size, but he has the leaders of that force to go with these guys. So all together we have a pretty good size orc force to play with. So we can play some really large games if we want to, which probably take a while to play, but kind of cool. So that's everything that's on the table right now in the den here in the command bunker. So hopefully you guys will join us Thursday night for the show. And if you have anything, go ahead and look on my channel, and you'll see it should show up that the live stream has been already set up. You'll see the topics that are there. So go ahead and just, if you want to stop in, go ahead and bring whatever you want to, and we can do some discussions. All right. Hope you guys like it. Like and subscribe, share it with your friends, and we'll see you in the next one. Hellcrick's out.